So, tip number 2 in terms of tackling nutrition, tackling food over the holiday season. Now, I've already spoken about the choice idea where you ask yourself this question, you make a decision, you make a choice. Is this taking me closer to my goal, or is this taking me away from my goal? And that idea is based on you're presented with some temptation, a challenge, and you call yourself to being accountable. You call yourself out in a way. Now, the important thing we did talk about was it's a non-judgment question. What if you decide that you still want to go ahead? Now, I have shared with you some of my own issues around food. I've shared the fact that I'm using this very strategy this season. And yesterday I had an example of I asked myself that question and I made the decision in the moment that I was going to continue with my choice, that I wanted to eat food that wasn't necessarily contributing towards my ultimate goal, which is to get back on stage next year. I followed my own advice. It was a non-judgment process. It was also crucial that I let go of the decision once it has been made. And I had an example. I woke up in the night last night and realized what I'd done. And for a brief moment, there was that opportunity for again for me to make a choice to pursue and beat myself up about that decision. And I decided, I made another choice that what was done, and today was a new day. Now, all this we know intellectually, right? We know this. And if you're sharing it with somebody else, like I am doing right now, sharing with you, it sounds so practical, it sounds so easy. Yet, why don't we do it? And the reason we don't do it, the reason we find it so very, very hard is we add emotional layers to our decision making. Now, as my background as a behavior analyst supports me, it's still hard work when you're working on yourself, but supports me in letting go of some of that emotion because we are making decisions based on behaviors, based on facts. We are trying to avoid the emotion. And the emotion kicks in when we are successful. That is when we want to celebrate. That's when we want to allow ourselves to get emotional. Emotions don't very often help us solve problems. We want to try and strip it back, keep it simple, deal with the facts, and make a decision based on facts, not on judgment, not on emotions, especially when it's around food. Now, some people will disagree with this. Emotions do kick into decision making. I'm not arguing there at all. However, in this instance, when it's related to food, when it's related to potentially beating ourselves up, getting cross and angry and annoyed and disappointed with ourselves, those emotions are not supporting our progress. Strip them away. If you've decided to make a choice that is not supporting you in your goal, let it go after it's been made. And that's me, a work in progress. Let it go and start again. So if you decide to go ahead with your decision to eat something or do something that's not supporting in your goal, you've made that decision. Let it go afterwards. And I know that my buddy Chris talks about don't let one day turn into 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, a week. You don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Okay? So keep that at the forefront of your mind. Let it go. You are allowed to enjoy yourself now and again. Life isn't supposed to be about restriction, deprivation, and denial. It's a healthy balance somewhere in there between having some fun, but just not letting it run away with you when you have a specific goal that you're aiming for. Hope that helps. Catch up with you again soon.